Hello and welcome. You're watching The Right Stand with me, Poonam Burdi. 4.5 years after the abrogation of Article 370, Prime Minister Modi was in Srinagar today. He unveiled multiple developmental works during the Viksit Bharat, Viksit Jammu and Kashmir program. He was there to showcase the Kashmir success story, one that he chalked up to the removal of special status to Jammu and Kashmir. Before addressing the crowd that had gathered there, the Prime Minister visited an exhibition which showcased local products of the Union Territory. He distributed appointment letters, he interacted with women achievers, with farmers and with entrepreneurs. He even bowed down to the Shankaracharya Hill from a distance. But the highlight was his address at the Bogey Stadium. Many say the fact that he addressed thousands of people in a stadium and not in an indoor convention centre like he has in the past is testament to the change that has come through. Now, Lok Sabha elections are just around the corner. The opposition parties are pushing through with their demand for elections in Jammu and Kashmir. The Prime Minister's visit has definitively acquired a keen political dimension. Has normalcy returned to Jammu and Kashmir? The figures suggest that to a great extent. But can those politicians who today question the Modi government's claims on Naya Kashmir ignore those facts? Does that mean all is well? No, there is much left to be done and no one is denying that. They ask if all is well, why is statehood not being restored? Fair question to ask perhaps, but is it fair to cast doubts on Kashmir's growth story? Are Kashmiris being denied their due because it serves the political purpose of a few? Before we get into that, let me take you through the story so far. Prime Minister Modi vowed to win the hearts of Kashmiris as he made an emotional pitch today in front of a packed stadium in Srinagar. He highlighted that Kashmir is not just any region of India, but it's the crown jewel of the country. The development of the valley will emerge from Kashmir and its people, was what the Prime Minister said. He also then went on to take on his predecessors, the families, the first families of Jammu and Kashmir political parties, because of which the valley has suffered, is what the Prime Minister said. It's a victim of Parivarvad and corruption, was the Prime Minister's speech. He said Parivarvadis have destroyed the J&K bank. He was talking about the corruption in the Jammu and Kashmir bank. J&K was chained by Article 370 just to benefit these political families, is what the Prime Minister alleged. He said that the Congress and the allies, referring to the National Conference, misled the people in the name of Article 370. He also then said that Jammu and Kashmir's success story will attract the world. Post-ending of Article 370, there has been an infrastructure boost in the valley, is also what the Prime Minister said. Now, is Kashmir on the path of unprecedented progress? Well, the naysayers will argue that the numbers are one-sided. But does that change the truth? No. Not long ago, Home Ministry laid down some facts in the Parliament. Stone pelting instances reduced from over 2,000 in 2010 to 0 in 2023. What we now see is better connectivity in Jammu and Kashmir. From 158 kilometers per year road being constructed pre-2019, now over an average of 8,000 kilometers per year roads are being built. Let's take a look at what used to happen before. There were hartals, there were organized strikes that happened. 132 organized strikes were reported back in 2010. There were shutdowns as well. Now, we see footfall of tourists increasing. From film shootings to web series promotions to now the Prime Minister even asking India to wed in J&K so that the money flows in, so the economy is booming. As per the Home Ministry, there has been a 70% decline in terror-related incidents post-abrogation of Article 370, from the shadow of terror to Srinagar hosting the G20 Tourism Summit. Kashmir has indeed come a long way, is what the locals as well say there. Last year, remember, Muharram procession was held for the first time in 34 years. It was banned in the 1990s when Pakistan-backed terror was at its peak. That is what the Prime Minister was highlighting, the growth story, the change that has come about in the last 4.5 years. Listen in to the Prime Minister's speech.
और मैं 2014 के बाद जब भी आया मैंने यही कहा, मैं ये मेहनत आपका दिल जीतने के लिए कर रहा हूं। मैंने जम्मू कश्मीर को भी हमेशा अपना परिवार माना है। परिवार के लोग दिल में रहते हैं, मन में रहते हैं। इसलिए कश्मीरियों के दिल में भी यही है कि मैं हूं मोदी का परिवार। आप देखिएगा, आने वाले समय में जम्मू कश्मीर की सक्सेस स्टोरी पूरी दुनिया के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा आकर्षण का केंद्र बनेगा। जम्मू कश्मीर की आवाम ये सच्चाई जान चुकी है कि उनको गुमराह किया गया था। कुछ परिवारों के फायदे के लिए जम्मू कश्मीर को जंजीरों में जकड़ दिया गया। जम्मू कश्मीर में परिवारवाद और भ्रष्टाचार का एक बहुत बड़ी भुक्तभोगी रही है हमारी जे.एन.के बैंक। इस बैंक को तबाह करने में यहां की पहले की सरकारों ने कोई कोर कसर बाकी नहीं छोड़ी।
Now, the Prime Minister said today that Jammu and Kashmir is touching new heights of development, that the centre aims to continue on that path. So what exactly is the plan of the central government? Let's take a look at the developmental works that the Prime Minister spoke of, inaugurated or dedicated to the nation today. 5,000 crore rupees worth projects for agri-economy boost is what Jammu and Kashmir is getting. That announcement was made today. Scaling of 2.5 lakh farmers is also going to be done. This is going to be done via the Daksh Kisan portal. 2,000 Kisan Khidmat Ghars are going to be established over a period of time as well. The Prime Minister initiated 52 tourism sector projects. Of course, this is not limited just to Jammu and Kashmir, but from Jammu and Kashmir, he spoke about these projects that pan across the country. 1,400 crore rupee projects under Swadesh Darshan scheme. That is something that is meant to increase pilgrimages, to increase religious tourism. Again, from Kashmir, he was talking about this for the rest of the country. Distribution of 1,000 new appointment orders specifically to Jammu and Kashmir was also done by the Prime Minister today. Now, the abrogation of Article 370 brought Kashmir's constitutional integration with the rest of the country. That's what the BJP, that's what the government has been saying. Opposition parties may cry foul about that, but the highest court of this country has held that decision as legal. So has the alienation bogey then been busted? That's the big debate tonight.
काफ़ी दिनों से सुनने में आ रहा था कि मोदी जी यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं, तो मैंने सोचा कि मैं उनके लिए सॉन्ग तैयार करूँगा, क्योंकि मैं उनका बहुत बड़ा फ़ैन हूँ, उनके कामों से बहुत मुतासिर हूँ।
और मैं मोदी जी को देखने आई हूँ। हमेशा टीवी पे देखते थे, लाइव देखते थे, मोबाइल में, तो अभी फेस टू फेस देख रही हूँ।
During his crucial Kashmir visit, what was on display for the Prime Minister was also the art and craft of Kashmir. These are the handmade items that the Prime Minister saw today, and something which Kashmir has been proud of for several years. You can see this is a traditional hand making of items that is done, and the government wanted to showcase to the Prime Minister.
Prime Minister through his attire has been consistently promoting the Kashmir handicrafts, but today he purchased Pashmina hand-spun, hand-woven stool directly from the artisan. That is what we want. We want the buyers to get connected with the artisan.
प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा है, मैं कौन हूँ उनका उसके बारे में कहने के लिए। हमने देखा है, अफसोस है वो मर नहीं आए, उनकी हालत भी देख ली।
Joining me on this broadcast, national spokesperson of the BJP, Shahzad Poonawalla, Advocate Niloufar Masood, the leader of the National Conference, Sujata Bashir, state spokesperson of the Democratic Progressive Azad Party, and former DGP of Jammu and Kashmir, SP Waid, join me. I'd like to begin by asking Advocate Niloufar Masood, you may have your reservations. We've had the NC, the PDP all come out and say that, all of these people were either paid for to come to the Prime Minister's address, or they were forced in the freezing cold early in the morning. All government employees were asked to be put in buses without any of their will, and they were all brought to the venue there. All of those allegations aside, can you deny that there has been change that is witnessed on ground in Jammu and Kashmir? That the tourism levels have increased? It's the highest that Jammu and Kashmir has seen since independence.
Well, Poonam, let me start that this is not the allegation which has been leveled against the present administration that they have brought the employees for this rally. In fact, this was not a public rally, it was the rally of the employees. The employees from the far-flung areas were brought in the wee hours in the buses of the respective administrative districts, from the respective administrative districts to the venue itself. So it is not a mere allegation. I have the list with me, which depicts even the number and the people who were just getting them, to whom they had to coordinate. Number one. Number two, we were expecting, in fact, very big, very huge announcements today. On 5th August 2019, so many things were taken from me, especially our statehood. We were degraded, our flag was taken, our privileges were taken. So we were expecting that the elections which were waiting from 2018, a promise will be made that by September it will be the electoral process will be completed. But nothing has come out. Neither the statehood has been restored, neither any such promise has been made vis-a-vis the electoral process, assembly electoral process. Neither any job security or job policy for the unemployed youth. You know that what is the rate of the employment in the presently Jammu Kashmir. We couldn't find any such phase-wise return of the Kashmiri Pandits. So overall, if you see, with respect to the ground level developments which some projects have, some projects, they were already in pipeline. Since they were already in pipeline, and some had already been initiated. So we cannot say that this is a big, huge thing which the people of Jammu and Kashmir were eagerly waiting.
Sure, it may not be big, but is there a difference or not? Is there a difference on ground or not? Because you say that your privileges were taken away, but a lot of people would say that their rights that were taken away for decades together have finally been restored. Like all those people, like the Gujars, the Bakarwas, the Paharis, who now have voting rights, who now have quotas there, like everywhere else in the country.
No, it's not like that. Gujars and Bakarwas, they were given due share. Paharis were given due share. We had the reservation for...
That's not how they felt, ma'am, unfortunately.
We already had that. Now, the propaganda is one thing, and then giving vent to the smoke screen, that is different thing. But what actually at the ground level is, we don't have the basic facilities even. We are suffering from the power crisis. We are suffering from the drinking water scarcity. These are the basic necessities. We don't have any ration. These are the basic things. We are fighting with all these problems this time. Nobody is taking care of that. We don't have such things so that we can facilitate ourselves to live a very dignified life. Whoever talks here, he is not able to speak freely. We don't have any right to speech. There are so many things which need to be restored here. It is not only the restoration of the Article 370 vis-a-vis other fundamental rights. So looking at all these things, it has been very disappointing. We as a party and we as the people representing the people of the Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes, we as the party of Jammu and Kashmir may be disappointed, but are the people of Jammu and Kashmir disappointed? It looks like it's not, from what we've gathered, from what our colleagues have been getting us from on ground. And Shehzad Poonawalla, there is change that is being witnessed. Is there more that needs to be done? Yes, surely. I don't think the Prime Minister or the government is denying that either.
First of all, thank you for putting me in a panel that has somebody like SP Vaid, who has served not just the people of Jammu Kashmir but the people of India in uniform. So thank you for that, and I hope Niloufar Masood won't disturb me because I heard out her long opening statement. Let me draw you a mental picture. The gullies of Kashmir, which were once infested with terrorists that SP Vaid dealt with, today have Sachin Tendulkar playing cricket with them. The Hazrat Bal shrine, which is very pious to all of us, including me as a Muslim, was attacked in 93-96, and today it has been restored under the Prasad scheme. Today, Lal Chowk se Lal Kile tak, you have the Tiranga flying high, not ISIS flags. You have a situation in Jammu Kashmir where today you have roads and connectivity being built. The politics of PPP, Patharbaji, Pakistan Parasti and Parivarwad has ended, and 3 families which had a special status, today 30,000 elected representatives are there. Today you have a situation where for 35 years, no film could be screened in Srinagar, it has been screened. Today the Ghanta in the Kupwara Mandir of Ma Sharde is ringing during Navratri, and at the same time the Srinagar streets are seeing the Muharram Ka Tajia for the first time in 35 years. All of this is not propaganda. If you have been paid today to come for the rally, were the 2 crore tourists also paid, Poonam? The 2 crore tourists who landed up in Jammu Kashmir, today it's not a terror hotspot, it's a tourism hotspot. Please tell me that today she talks about the basic rights. Let me just give you 3 facts, you've quoted many. Today 94 degree colleges have been made 147, 4 medical colleges have been made 11, 867 medical seats are now 2000 plus, 2 AIMS. There are today roads that were built at 158 kilometers per year, 8,000 kilometers per year. This is the reality. And please tell me, Niloufar ji, Today, terrorism is down by 45%. Have the terrorists also been paid to stop firing bullets? In fact, that's very good. 90% of the infiltration is down. That means they have also been paid. 97% law and order situation has got better. They have also been paid. 65% security forces casualty has reduced. They have also been paid. 95% stone pelting has reduced. They have also been paid. So are you saying that all of these people have been paid? Reality is this, Poonam, that this is the beginning of Naya Jammu Kashmir, for which people like SP Vaid and thousands have sacrificed their lives and their well-being. And as far as Kashmiri Pandits are concerned, let me also talk about that for 10 seconds. Today I am very happy, Poonam. Those people who used to sit idly when Raleef Salif Ghalib was being said, they are desperate for Kashmiri Pandits to come back. But before rehabilitation, there should be repentance. And I want to ask Nilofarji one thing. Do you agree that what happened between 1980 to 1990 was Islamic Jihad? It was the Islamic Jihad that forced Kashmiri Pandits to move out. You first accept, acknowledge, repent, regret, and stop calling Yasin Malik some kind of Shaheed. First you accept that Yasin Malik is a terrorist. Do you accept? You used to call him for biryani. Today he has been convicted.
Sure, and speaking of terror, I want to get in SP Vaid as well. He was the former DGP of Jammu and Kashmir right before the abrogation of Article 370. Sir, you've seen firsthand what the challenges were. Do you feel things have changed? Because the opposition says that the figures that are being put out, that's put out by the government, so let's not believe those. But you've been on ground. I'm sure you can tell us whether those numbers can be taken at face value or not.
Poonamji, thank you very much for having me, and my personal thanks to Mr. Poonawala for recognizing the services of J&K police and security forces in Kashmir. There is no denying of the fact that there is a tremendous change on ground. Absolutely. If somebody is denying this, then he or she has closed his eyes. There's tremendous change in the ground situation. You take any parameter of violence, security forces killed civilians, killed terrorists, killed the band calls, the stone pelting, the burials of terrorists where thousands used to throng and new recruitment used to be done. All that has become things of the past. And the most important aspect people demand from the government is security, and that I think the present government has ensured. There is not single house in Jammu and Kashmir which has not lost his son or daughter or somebody from that family. And I think peace was the most important aspect. The citizens of Jammu and Kashmir were actually longing for, requesting from both state government and the central government. And I think on that front, all credit goes to the present union government headed by Honorable Prime Minister and Home Minister Amit Shah. The ground reality is for everyone to see in Kashmir. As far as other aspects are concerned, once you ensure security of the citizens, that is the first basic thing. They are all looking for development in Jammu and Kashmir. And let me mention here the development push which Prime Minister is giving to Jammu and Kashmir. It has changed the ground realities. There were 4 medical colleges. Today, 12 medical colleges are coming up. J&K is the only state union territory in the whole country where 2 aims are coming up. Already, fortnight back, he inaugurated the Jammu All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and the Avantipur one is almost ready. IIM, IIT, number of national level institutions like Indian Institute of Mass Communication, Indian Institute of Fashion Technology. Now, all these are coming. It's going to become a big education hub. Look at the connectivity. Look at the road network. This is coming up. The most important connectivity was the railway getting connected with the rest of India. This project is for many years. It's true that it did not start with Mr. Modi. This project is for last 30 years, but the fact remains that it is getting connected today, and that is the credit goes to the present government. We must accept this, and it is going to change the complete paradigm shift it is going to bring in Kashmir. Your produce of Kashmir will reach Delhi next morning once train connectivity comes through.
Absolutely. We've had so many of these local products that have received the GI tag as well in the recent past. I want to get in the spokesperson of the Democratic Progressive Azad Party as well. So, Radha Bashir, sure, there are many things that Kashmiris want. Whether it's the Kashmiris that really want this or the political parties, that's still up for debate. That is something that would be contested. Elections is something that the opposition often speaks of, that if the government says that there's normalcy in Jammu and Kashmir, then why not hold elections? But the Supreme Court has set a deadline. Why not wait until September to see what exactly happens before trying and crying foul and trying and claiming that all of this is propaganda?
We are waiting from years now. Now we are, you can say we are used to now. Because none other state has yet not to be done, elections done. It is the only J&K who has without election, without government and without any facilities. The people are suffering. They are just now, Mr. Punewala said that this thing has been done, this connectivity has been. But tell me one thing, why still the boys are inside the jails? A teenager boy was arrested 7 years back and still he is in a jail. Is that a change? The drugs are growing up here. Is that a change? And still there's an unemployment. This is a change. We are living in a dark days and nights. That is a change. That brings a change here. No doubt the Prime Minister came today. He came as the Prime Minister of India or he came as the BJP chief here. Why the security was fully here and the schools in the Lal Chowk were closed, offices were closed. This is a change. If we go other parts of the state, other parts of the India, there's no close-up, there's no securities, nothing. So that is, it means we are living in still that Kashmir where they say there is a change. What change? This is a change where still houses where the people are not allowed to go out today. This is a change. Mr. Punewala, I think you need to go all through what happening from last 1 year. No, let me complete. I did not interfere. So please keep patience and listen. The dozers are putting up in the houses. The people were promised to give the land, free Malras. Where is that? This is the change you can change in that. The people are thrown out of the houses because they were living from 50 years. And Roshni, under Roshni test, that is removed. That is a change from the people. I don't understand what change you want. The whole India have a lot of things. There is a there is a bypass from Mysore to Bangalore. That can be done, but in Kashmir, nothing. In a Pune, there is a highway. So where it's the world's largest highway, still in Kashmir, nothing. I think you forget the Ramban area where still the slides are there. You're telling me, and the railway, it is not your Mr. Modi's project. It's a very old project, 25-year-old project. And don't tell us that there's a change. There's a change still, there's a threat. Today also in the stadium, the government employees were ordered that you have to present in the stadium. Why? Is it a rally or it was a program from the Prime Minister of India? I don't want to understand this thing that you are telling me the change. What change? He said we are going to give the aims. When? When they are going to give us? It may take 5 years, it may take 10 years, or it may take 15 years. Tell me what you give right now. You are telling G20. G20 is an eyewash. You just
but what was given right now? But what was given right now, Ms. Bashir, is something that the opposition parties there are not wanting to see. You say the G20. You say the G20 tourism was a sham, but people have come. 2023 has seen the highest footfalls of tourists since independence in Jammu and Kashmir.
I think you forget it. Even they were threatened that there will be a threat from the Gulmarg side. They did not allow them to go there.
Ms. Bashir, but don't you think this is Ms. Bashir? But don't you think this is a little selective? You can't see the facts that suit your narrative and not see the facts. Can you deny the facts that the number of hartals and shutdown have gone down? There have been nil in the last 2 years. Can you deny that stone pelting has reduced almost to nil in the last few years? Can you deny all those facts?
I said drugs are growing. If we want to change, we want to change their mindset up. We want to change that the people, the boys who are inside the jail,
I take your point there. Drugs are increasing. Most of them are coming via drones from across the border. Would you then call out Pakistan for it?
But they are coming from Punjab also. Why don't you stop them from the Punjab?
Sure, but
the people have been arrested from the Punjab.
The authorities there are working on it. The government is working on it. The armed forces are working on it. But they are coming in from Punjab. They are
And
coming
why-
in
why-
from
why we forget
from
that thing?
Pakistan.
Why do we forget
If you
when
say
they
they're
put the
coming in
people
from
from
Punjab,
India to
sure.
talk with the
Will you also
separatists?
accept
Why
they're coming
they
in
allowed
from
that
Pakistan?
time?
That's my simple question to you,
Tell
ma'am.
me why you people allowed the separatists to talk that time? Why you people put the groups to talk to the separatists? Why? And I think Mr. Wade forget it. They give them a security. That they have a security threat. They have a life threat. Why? It means there were some.
But it's the
they were
politicians in
allowed-
Jammu and Kashmir that have been wanting talks with Pakistan, even though they've been pushing terror in Jammu
Why
and
we have
Kashmir
to
for
talk to
decades
Pakistan?
together.
When we
Exactly
have-
what
when
the
we
government has
are
been
Indians,
saying. Why should we
have
talk to Pakistan?
Pakistan? Pakistan was not our relation. Pakistan now is not our friend.
Absolutely.
He was the enemy from
Absolutely.
the 80s. So why we have to talk with the Pakistan? Why we have to
Absolutely,
talk
I'm
to the
glad you
Pakistan?
say
And
that.
you're
I'm
telling
glad
us
you say that, ma'am. I'm sure Shehzad Poonawalla also will agree with you on this, that we must not talk with Pakistan. But Pakistan must be called out for what they do. You talk about the drug menace and nobody is denying that. Yes, there is an issue. Yes, there is an issue as far as drugs are concerned, as far as narco-terror is concerned, but it is narco-terror. It's coming in from across the border and Pakistan must be called out for it. Shehzad Poonawalla, you have a point to make.
Yeah, and I heard out the last speaker very patiently, so I hope she'll extend the same courtesy in the manner we are debating. She said that what has changed? I can't see any change. Of course, madam, जो सो रहा है उसको तो उठा सकते हैं, जो सोने की एक्टिंग कर रहा है उसको कैसे उठाया जाए? 24,000 घर बने 70 साल में, पिछले 4-5 साल में 1,45,000 घर बने, 7 लाख नल से जल लगे, नलके लगे, टैप वाटर कनेक्शन, पिछले 5 साल में 13 लाख नलके लगे, आप इसको नहीं देख पा रही हो। GSDP ऑफ जम्मू कश्मीर वाज 1 लाख करोड़, टुडे इट इज 2.27 लाख करोड़, आप इसको भी नहीं देख पा रही हो। हाँ, privileges गए हैं कुछ लोगों के. Those 3 families have lost privileges and DDC elections took place and 30,000 people got elected. आपको ये भी नजर नहीं आ रहा? Madam, please don't interrupt. Madam, we are having a dignified debate. We are having a dignified debate.
I will give you
Madam, we
your
are
time
having a
to rebut.
dignified debate.
I will give you your time to rebut. Let him finish.
Madam, we are having a dignified debate. Let me finish.
What you have been doing from the day one.
Madam, we are having a dignified debate.
Nilufar Masood,
You
let
can
him
at least
finish.
speak in
Let
your
him
own turn.
finish.
You spoke very long.
Let him finish. Everyone will get their
I think
time.
your
Please,
PCR
let's
has
keep
to do
this.
the needful.
Let's keep this civilized. Shehzad Poonawalla, go ahead.
I'll tell you one change that has taken place instantly. The Valmiki Samaj of Jammu Kashmir was not entitled to their rights. They could not apply or have the privileges of Prevention of SC/ST Act. They could not have the privileges of the tribal acts made by the central government. Today those acts apply in the state of Jammu Kashmir. And let me give you some more exact changes that have taken place. Jammu Kashmir Bank, not bank for Maharashtrians like me, bank for people of Jammu Kashmir. Their NPA was 11%, today it is 5%. Its share price was 12 rupees, today it's 140 rupees. It was in loss, today it is in 1700 crore rupee profit. It had a combined business of 1,15,000 crores, it is 2,15,000 crores.
Sure.
It had deposits of 80,000 crores, today it has 2x deposits. Are these not positive changes? मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं, जम्मू कश्मीर की आवाम के पास स्पेशल स्टेटस है, 3 परिवार का स्पेशल स्टेटस खत्म हुआ है, इसलिए आपके पेट में मरोड़ है.
Nilufar Masood, 30 seconds for your rebuttal, please. Unfortunately, I'm out of time on this, but 30 seconds. You had a point to make. Please go ahead.
So many things have been said by the Poonawalla. If he is so confident about that, everything good has been done by these people. Why don't they go for the elections?
Sure.
Just ask me.
Sure.
We have told Supreme Court.
So many questions.
Elections are going to be
there is
held.
a deadline. There is a deadline that has been set by the highest court of the country. Now you can't say that we do not trust the Supreme Court as well.
Restore our rights.
But the Supreme Court has come down and said that the abrogation was legal. There was absolutely nothing unconstitutional about it.
What forced the Supreme Court to make these submissions?
Sorry?
Accepted by we people we have been making?
It is the highest court of the country, ma'am. You can't say you don't trust anyone. You don't
No,
trust your political detractors. You don't trust the highest court of this country.
By the Honorable Home Minister, he said we will give
You have been hearing it from last 5 years.
Sure.
Can I have one line, Poonam, to expose them? One line. Poonam, one line to
Unfortunately, I'm
expose them.
completely out of time, but I want to give the last word to SP Ved. Sir, the question that everyone asks is if everything is okay, then why not have elections? I want you to put this in perspective. Yes, things are getting normal, we're inching towards normalcy, but there is some doubt. Unless that doubt is cleared, we cannot go into an exercise as large as having state elections. Is that the worry?
Poonamji, the elections deadline has been fixed by highest court of the country.
Yes.
And that is not, the announcement is not to be made by the Prime Minister. I think the Election Commission of India is the appropriate body, and they are visiting the state on 13th and 14th. After assessing the situation, they are going to, whatever announcement they feel is correct, they are going to make.
Yes.
And I think people are yearning for elections. I don't deny that, but then that will, I personally believe, will take place at an appropriate time.
On that note, I have to leave it at that. I thank you all for joining us here on this debate. Yearning for elections is the sentiment in Jammu and Kashmir. Hopefully that happens, as the Supreme Court has set the deadline of September 2024. For now, we're shifting focus to some breaking news that's now coming in.